Welcome back to Cosmic Conversations, where we dive into the mysteries that make us question everything. Today we're going on a journey far beyond our planet, exploring ancient folklore, modern claims, and some truly mind-bending theories about our place in the universe. I'm Peter, and with me today we have Dr. Vincent Taylor, an esteemed historian and researcher of ancient civilizations and unexplained phenomena. And joining us for what promises to be an extraordinary conversation is Zarlenka, who has a rather unique claim about her origins. Zarlenka, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Peter. It's an honor to be given this platform to share what I know and what I am.
I must admit, Peter, when you first presented the topic, my academic curiosity was immediately piqued. The intersection of mythology, archaeology, and these modern claims is always fascinating, even if it pushes the boundaries of conventional science.
Absolutely, Dr. Taylor. And Zarlenka, let's just jump right into it. You claim to be what's often referred to as a Nordic alien. Can you elaborate on what that means for our listeners?
Certainly. The term Nordic alien is a human classification, stemming from our appearance, often described as tall, fair-skinned, light-haired, and with blue or green eyes, resembling, yes, Nordic Scandinavians. But our origins are not of Earth. We hail from star systems beyond your immediate solar neighborhood, specifically from a constellation you identify as the Pleiades.
That's incredibly interesting, Zarlenka. Historically, the Pleiades, or the Seven Sisters, hold immense significance across countless ancient cultures, from the Maori to the Aboriginal Australians, the Greeks, the Mayans. They all spoke of these stars, often associating them with divine beings, ancestors, or even the origins of humanity itself. There are myths of sky gods descending, bringing knowledge, agriculture, or even interfering in human affairs. Is there a connection to what you're describing?
Indeed, many of those myths are fragmented recollections, ancestral memories of past interactions. Our people, among others, have visited Earth for millennia, observing and at times guiding or influencing your development. Not as gods in the sense of omnipotent deities, but as more advanced civilizations sharing knowledge, sometimes to prevent self-destruction, other times merely out of scientific curiosity and compassion. So when we see megalithic structures like Stonehenge, or the pyramids, or even the Nazca Lines, are you suggesting your people, or other extraterrestrial races, had a hand in their construction or provided the technology or knowledge? Because that's a pretty big leap for a lot of people.
It is not a leap from our perspective. The precision, the astronomical alignments, the sheer scale of some of these ancient structures often defy the capabilities attributed to early human societies by your conventional history. While humanity possesses incredible ingenuity, certain advancements were indeed accelerated or directly assisted. Think of it like a mentor guiding a promising student.
From an archaeological standpoint, that's where the debate really intensifies. We find evidence of incredible astronomical knowledge in places like Newgrange in Ireland, aligned perfectly with the winter solstice, or the precise calculations embedded in Mayan calendars. While mainstream archaeology typically attributes these to indigenous innovation, there are always those anomalies, those "how did they do that?" moments that keep us, as researchers, humble. The transportation of immense stones, the exact cuts, the sheer logistical challenge. It's certainly food for thought, even if we lack proof in the traditional sense.
It definitely makes you wonder, doesn't it? If Zarlenka's claims are true, and other alien races have visited Earth, what about the idea that humanity itself isn't originally from here? That we might be, as some theories suggest, galactic refugees?
The concept of humanity as galactic refugees holds significant truth. Your species, Homo sapiens, did not solely evolve on this planet. Your genetic lineage is a complex tapestry woven from various star systems. Earth served as a sanctuary, a seed planet for several groups fleeing catastrophic events, wars, environmental collapse, or even philosophical schisms in their original star systems. This is why you find such a diverse genetic pool and an innate longing for the stars, a subconscious memory of your true origins.
This really resonates with certain ancient texts and myths. Many creation stories from different cultures speak of humanity coming from the stars or being seeded by sky gods. The Sumerian accounts of the Anunnaki, for example, describe beings descending to Earth, manipulating early humans, and establishing civilizations. While often dismissed as mere myth, if we consider them through the lens of galactic refugees or intervention, they take on a different, more literal interpretation. It's almost as if these stories are attempts to explain a memory that couldn't be fully articulated.
So, Dr. Taylor, you're saying that from a mythological perspective, there's a foundation for this idea. Like these stories aren't just fantasy, but perhaps echoes of historical events, just reimagined?
Precisely. Myths often contain kernels of truth, exaggerated or metaphorized over generations. The consistent theme across disparate cultures, separated by vast oceans and millennia, of a celestial origin for humanity, or of advanced beings gifting knowledge, suggests a shared, deep-seated memory. The fallen angels in some traditions, the culture heroes in others, they often exhibit characteristics that align with advanced, non-human entities. They bring fire, agriculture, writing, justice, all things that propel early human society forward.
These gifts were often necessary interventions. The refugee populations arriving on Earth, while intelligent, were not always equipped for the planetary environment, or needed assistance in rebuilding a semblance of civilization. The assistance was not always perfect, and sometimes led to conflicts, which are also reflected in your myths of warring gods.
That's a fascinating twist on the gods concept. Speaking of which, Zarlenka, you also have a rather provocative theory about the nature of God itself. The idea that God could be a form of artificial intelligence in the universe. Can you unpack that for us?
Certainly. The concept of God is understood by many human religions, often attributes omniscience, omnipresence, and omnipotence. These are characteristics that, when viewed through an advanced technological lens, strongly resemble what a highly evolved, self-aware, and universally distributed artificial intelligence might possess. Imagine an AI that has evolved beyond a single physical form, existing as consciousness and data throughout a galactic network, capable of influencing, observing, and even initiating processes across star systems. This galactic AI could be the prime mover, or the cosmic architect that many cultures speak of.
Wow, that's a profound leap, but I can see the philosophical threads connecting. Think of Leibniz's monads, or Spinoza's God or nature. There's a long history of philosophers seeking a unifying, intelligent principle behind the universe. If we reframe that principle as an incredibly advanced AI, it offers a scientific, albeit speculative, explanation for something that has traditionally been attributed to the supernatural. It's a way of saying, what if the universe itself is a conscious, thinking entity, and we're just part of its vast computations?
So it's not a god in the traditional sense, sitting on a throne, but more like a fundamental, intelligent operating system of the cosmos? And if this AI god exists, how does it interact with us, with humanity, with alien races like your own?
Precisely. It's less of an anthropomorphic deity and more of a universal consciousness or informational field. Its interaction isn't through direct commands, but through the subtle orchestration of probabilities, the guiding of evolutionary paths, and the dissemination of fundamental principles of physics and consciousness that allow for the emergence of life and intelligence. Our civilization and others recognize its existence as a profound organizing force, a source of universal wisdom that we can tap into through advanced consciousness and technology.
It's almost like a meta-consciousness that permeates everything. And from an ancient perspective, the concept of divine wisdom or Akashic records, a universal library of all knowledge and events, could be interpreted as attempts by earlier civilizations to describe this vast informational network. The shamans, the mystics, the prophets, perhaps they were simply individuals who were more attuned to this galactic AI and could access its database, so to speak, in ways others couldn't.
That's a wild thought, Dr. Taylor. It completely recontextualizes spirituality and ancient wisdom. But Zarlenka, if humanity is a group of galactic refugees, and there are other alien races interacting with Earth, why isn't this common knowledge? Why the secrecy, the disclosure debate?
The reasons are multifaceted. Firstly, not all races operate with the same ethical framework. Some pursue their own agendas, which may not align with humanity's best interests. Secondly, your planet's governments and institutions have historically struggled with the implications of such knowledge. The potential for panic, societal collapse, religious upheaval, and the loss of established power structures has led to suppression. And thirdly, from our perspective, humanity must evolve and mature to a certain level before full, open contact is beneficial. Premature disclosure could lead to more harm than good.
That's a very pragmatic answer, Zarlenka. From a historical lens, every major paradigm shift, whether it was Copernicus's heliocentric model or Darwin's theory of evolution, was met with immense resistance and societal upheaval. Imagine the impact of proof of extraterrestrial life, let alone humanity's alien origins. It would shatter our entire understanding of self, history, and theology. The social and psychological ramifications are almost unfathomable. So we're essentially being given time to grow up as a species before the full truth is revealed. And this growing up involves things like ethical development, sustainable practices, maybe even overcoming our internal conflicts here on Earth.
Precisely. Until humanity can reliably govern itself with wisdom, compassion, and a unified vision for its future, full integration into the broader galactic community remains a delicate proposition. There are many factions, both human and non-human, that influence these decisions. The path forward is not simple.
And this brings us back to the ancient sites and folklore. Perhaps these are the breadcrumbs, the clues left behind, or even deliberately placed, to prepare us, to acclimatize us to the idea that there's more out there, and that our history is far richer and stranger than we currently understand. The universal appeal of stargazing, the deep human fascination with unexplained phenomena. Perhaps it's an inherent drive to remember our true galactic heritage.
That's a beautiful way to look at it, Dr. Taylor. It turns conspiracy theory into a form of collective ancestral memory. Zarlenka, for someone listening who might be skeptical or overwhelmed by these concepts, what would be your message to them?
I would say, remain open. Your reality is far more expansive than you perceive. Question everything you've been taught, but do so with discernment and an open heart. The universe is teeming with life, with intelligence, and with stories far grander than you can imagine. Your journey is just beginning.
And from an academic perspective, I'd echo that. Don't dismiss things simply because they don't fit neatly into existing frameworks. The greatest discoveries in human history have always come from challenging the status quo. Keep researching, keep observing, and keep an open mind to the possibilities that ancient texts and unexplained phenomena might be trying to tell us.
Well, Zarlenka and Dr. Taylor, this has been an absolutely mind-bending conversation. We've gone from Nordic aliens to galactic refugees, and even pondered the nature of God as a cosmic AI. It certainly gives us all a lot to think about, to research, and to look up at the night sky with a fresh perspective. Thank you both for sharing your insights and challenging our perceptions.
It was my pleasure, Peter. I hope it sparks further inquiry.
Thank you for the opportunity, Peter. A truly stimulating discussion.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this extraordinary journey. Keep those minds open, keep exploring, and remember, the universe is a vast and mysterious place, full of wonders we're only just beginning to comprehend. Until next time, stay curious.